Hello, everyone, and welcome to another segment of Motivational Mondays with Donna. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the greatest conductor or the greatest maestro ever. Now, for those of you that like classical music and have been to different events where you have these massive orchestras, you know how important the conductor is for the orchestra. Now, qualities of a good music conductor or maestro, they should have integrity, competence, and they have to have a passion for what it is that they're doing. Now, a little bit more where the maestro is concerned, they're a distinguished figure in any sphere. Now, a sphere is someone who has expertise in what it is that they're dealing with. And God is a sphere. Now, one of the greatest people, Blaise Pascal, who he was very big in literature. And he was regarded as one of the most prominent and important authors, in the French classical area. And he actually said that God is a sphere whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. Take some time and think about that. That's very deep. So God is the greatest maestro ever. I mean, he created the world. He conducted everything in those 6 days to be able to put the world into existence. And we see that along the line in the lives of quite a lot of biblical figures in the Bible. But I'm just going to touch on a couple of them. But for a moment, let's just backtrack and go back to some of the greatest conductors ever. Now, he has since passed away, but his legacy is undeniable. Leonard Bernstein was a tremendous conductor. He was the first American-born conductor to lead a major American symphony and orchestra. That is huge within itself. Leonard Bernstein will always be associated with the New York Philharmonic as a conductor and the tremendous work that he did there. He was conducting and the music director from 1958 to 1969. And he was also a composer. And this is one that you all will know. He had composed one of the greatest films ever, West Side Story. That has been done and redone. He had done it as a Broadway musical. And then it just continues to be redone as movies. A new version of West Side Story is actually going to hit the movie theaters on December 10th. So for those of you who loved it, look out for that. It's coming your way in a few days. Another great conductor, maestro, is a gentleman named Riccardo Muti. Now, the first time he ever was a guest conductor for a very big symphony, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, was back in 1973. And then in 2007, he actually became the permanent conductor. Now, he's still conducting right now. Incredible as that seems. His contract was just redone a couple of months ago in September. And now he's actually going to finish out his tenure with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, ending 2022 through 2023. And that's when he will officially retire. There's a lot of things involved in being a conductor. Your mind has to be so sharp. And nowadays, with everything that we keep hearing, and probably all of you either know someone or have a family member or a friend that actually has encountered dementia. Well, what's so incredible about Ricardo is that he is actually 80 years of age right now and still conducting the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. So he is truly up there and getting it done. And who's helping him to be able to do that? The greatest conductor and maestro of all, God. Now, in the Bible, we know that God decided, with all of the sin that was in the world, that he was going to destroy the earth with floodwaters. Well, he spoke to Noah, and Noah was up in age. I mean, they're believing that Noah was between 525 and 545 years of age when he started construction on this ark. Think about that within itself. You know, Noah completed it, and the flood waters came upon the earth when he was 600 years old. Who was conducting Noah to be able to build that huge ark that had him and all his family members in it, and two of every animal? The greatest conductor ever. Now, we also have Elijah, the prophet. And Elijah was a human being just like we are. And he prayed earnestly at one point that no rain would come upon the earth. And the earth stayed dry and there was no rain for 3.5 years. Who else could do that? Only God can stop rain from coming for 3.5 years. So when things are happening in your life and you're dealing with challenges and all these different things that's happening, just remember, just pray to the greatest conductor, the greatest maestro ever. He knows what's going to happen before it actually happens. And he will give you the grace, and he will conduct your life to be able to make it through all of those difficult times when you think you're just not going to be able to handle anymore. And we've all gone through that, where we just get to that point, I can't take it anymore, that's it, it's just taller than me, it's just above me. Just call on and pray to the greatest conductor, the greatest maestro ever. God's got this, and he's got you. Now, we always end our segments on gratitude, and there's an author, English mathematician, actually, and a philosopher, who was named Alfred North Whitehead. And he spoke about gratitude in this way, and it's so true. That, no one who achieves success does so without the help of others. The wise and confident acknowledge this help with gratitude. And if you think back in your life, anything that you've done, you had to have some type of assistance to be able to do it. And that's why God had said, where two of us are together, he's there with us, in prayer. That's why God, when he created Adam, then did not want Adam to be alone and created Eve, because we always need help. We always need some type of assistance. And so we need to be grateful for those people that are there helping us along the way. It's so important to keep gratitude. So for this week, remember, and every week, be thankful, have a heart of gratitude, and remember, Just pray to the greatest conductor, Maestro. God is the greatest Maestro. Have a great week, guys. Talk to you next week.